Do you ever wonder why you're not really warm after your warm-up routine? Hey, what's up, dancers? This is Gina McFadden of Dancer 360, and welcome to my channel, where I coach you to be your best dancer self, body, mind, and soul. Now, I've been there. I've spent the 20 minutes doing pliés and tendus and stretching, trying to get ready for class, only to still be stiff by the time class starts. But what if I told you there was a way to warm up in much less time with a much better outcome? By the end of this episode, you'll walk away knowing the top 3 mistakes dancers make when warming up, so that you can avoid wasting your precious warm-up time and truly be ready to dance when class begins. Before I became a professional ballet dancer back in the day, I would always try and come early to class to find my spot and start warming up, or at least what I thought was warming up. But whenever class started though, I would still feel tight and not quite ready to start dancing. Like the work that I did to warm up didn't really work. And I wish I would have known then what I'm about to share with you now. What I was doing to warm up wasn't actually getting my body warm, and worse, it was stealing power from my jumps and turns later in class. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about in just a bit. So let's dig in. 3 dancer warm-up mistakes you're probably making. The first one is that movements are too small. So pliés and tendus do take effort, but these types of movements are too small to be effective at warming up your body. Movements need to be big. Think leg swings. The second mistake I see dancers making is static stretching. Static stretching is the big bad wolf in the dance studio, dressed in a really good costume that is fooling everyone. You see, we think it's helping us get warm and ready for class, but it's really harming us and our dancing. I've been there too. It feels like stretching at the beginning is getting you ready, but before we are sweaty, our muscles are literally cold. They haven't been warmed up yet, and they're not prepared to dance. Now, when we warm up properly, we increase the blood flow, literally making our muscles warm. But when we static stretch before we're warm at the beginning of class, our muscles are cold, and they're in this tense state. And anytime we stretch a cold muscle, there's a stretch reflex that happens in your body. And basically, it's designed to protect your body. It seems good to stretch at the beginning of class, but when we static stretch when we're cold, it's actually the worst thing that we can do before class. It causes everything to tighten. In my Sugarfoot therapy teacher training, I learned that static stretching decreases muscle power for up to an hour afterward. So that means the static stretch you're doing with your leg up on the bar is actually stealing your power and stamina during turns and jumps later on. Now, stretching is not the same thing as warming up, and choosing the right warm-up will make all the difference in your ballet class or your jazz class. And next up, my 3rd mistake I see dancers making. But first, if you're finding this video helpful, I want you to check out my online self-paced Dancer 360 course. Not only do I cover how to maximize your flexibility and increase your strength, but I cover mental health and dancer confidence as well. It's the course that I wish I would have had as a professional dancer, and I made it for you to become your best dancer self. Please check it out at healthydancer360.com. That's healthydancer360.com. Okay, on to my 3rd mistake I see dancers making when warming up: not elevating our heart rate. If we're not sweating or close to it, our warm-up has not been effective. As I mentioned earlier, stretching cold doesn't help. And pliés and tendus don't raise your heart rate. Elevating your heart rate is what gets the blood flowing, gets those muscles warm, generating the heat. And we want to do this gradually and intentionally. Ideas? You could jump rope. You could jog around the studio a few times. You could do 25 jumping jacks or 30 seconds of mountain climbers. Okay, let's plot these 3 warm-up mistakes in a reminder basket. Warm-up mistakes to avoid: 1, movements that are too small; 2, static stretching; And 3, not elevating your heart rate before class. There you have it. My 3 dancer warm-up mistakes you're probably making, but not anymore. And ditching these mistakes will help you be more prepared for class, have more power throughout your class, and reduce your risk of injury. So stay tuned next 360 Thursday, where I will show you how to put together a dynamic warm-up that actually works. And remember to check out Healthy Dancer 360, that's healthydancer360.com, to learn more about my Dancer 360 course that will change the course of your dance career. See you next 360 Thursday, and until then, dancer, keep shining on with all that you are.